Hello Internet, this is Scott with Scott's Garage, standing in my garage. In this video, I will show you how I repurposed lumber from this pile of debris and changed it into this raised garden bed. Keep watching. Now, this video is part of a playlist on my channel called Stay-at-Home Projects, projects that I've accomplished during the pandemic. Now, here's how I went about this project. First of all, in getting the scrap lumber, I know the project manager of a local home builder and got his permission to take wood from the scrap pile. Otherwise, it would be stealing. Make sure you get permission, but he said take as much as I wanted, so I did. I made a total of 3 trips, and a great pieces of wood. Didn't have to buy any lumber at all. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do in using this scrap lumber that's being repurposed is check the ends. Most often, they're not square. And you don't want to get started on a project and things not being square. That's a good end. So I'm gonna check these. The ones that are not square, I'm gonna get a fresh cut on them. So you start off square. I'll be using a combination of my compound miter saw, a jigsaw, circular saw, and my table saw. And I'll walk you through it here. Okay, I was fortunate to find a 2x12 by 14 foot board here in that scrap pile, and this is going to serve as the main part of the raised garden bed. I wanted about a foot of soil for that garden, so this will work well. It's going to be a 6-foot bed. So what I did is that's a square end already. So 6 feet. I'm going to cut it there. I'll measure out another 6 feet. Cut it there. I'll have some left over. I have another piece as well of scrap, and those will become the ends. Okay, we're going to construct this raised garden bed using what are called half-lap joints, and they're very strong. They're some of the easiest joints, and it makes it look good as well. And let me just show you what I found is the key. Now, even though we call this a 2x12, it's really not 2x12. The real dimensions are actually 11 and a quarter by 1.5 inches. And measurement here is vital on these. You have to find the exact center point, and for this it's 5 5/8 is the exact center point, and we're gonna measure, and then 1.5 inches we're gonna go this way. So that's going to be measured and then cut out. I'll do the kitty quarter end over there, and I'll do that with both boards and the side pieces, and it'll work beautifully. Okay, the key for these, again, is you have to have it staggered. So this will be notched out, and then a kitty corner there. I put X's there, and then this other board, same thing. It's just opposite. There you go. Okay, I'm going to use a jigsaw and cut these nice and straight. You can make these cuts any way you want to, but this is what I found works for me. So I had it marked on this end. I already cut it, but so basically you push down and you pull back only to that line because you don't want to go past that line. Raise it up, and then I'm going to flip the board over. Okay, when I flip the board over, then you can see that you can get the exact where it should be, and I'll simply now just push down, and I'll cut it the rest of the way without going past, and then I'll use the jigsaw to clean it up. Okay, there are my longer pieces. Do the same thing now for the ends. I forgot to film it, but same thing. I did use my table saw for this. It's just more precise. And I put the gate there at 1.5 inches, and just flipping it back and forth, doing the same thing. I get some really precise cuts. And let's put it together. Okay, I'm satisfied with the fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cinch it together using some deck screws. So I'll be using 3-inch deck mate decking screws. You can see the link below in the description for these. So it's a 5-pound box, and it comes with a Torque 25 bit. It's about $27. And I'll be using my Hercules drill to torque it together. Okay, what I didn't film it, but I cut some 2x6s, pile there and a pile there, and then 2 2x7s, and it's spaced correctly. And this will actually be the bottom end. I'm going to build it from the top down. I'll put the deck screws down, and then I'll flip it over so it'll be the correct direction. As it turned out, I was incorrect about needing the 7-inch pieces. 2x6s work just fine, so that's what I did, used all 2x6s. Okay, I want to talk about the legs. My application is a little bit different, I think, probably than yours is. I'll show you in a minute. I'll be putting this next to a poured concrete pad. So I've centered, there's only going to be 2 legs, and it'll work fine in my application. More likely for you, you're going to have 4 legs, one in each corner. And this is how I'm going about it. This is a block of wood that is 2 inches thick, and it's 6 inches square, and likewise there. And I have it centered, so it's 10.5 inches from this point to that point, 10.5 from that point to that point, 10.5 from this point to that point. And I'll be using some 2x7s that I cut. It's not going to be this tall. That's like 28 inches, but it'll be shortened from there. I just didn't want to. You can always shorten it, but these legs are going to be probably half that. But that's what I've cut for now. And I'll show you how I will interlock them around this. And it's centered. It'll have to be anchored on the bottom. And that's, again, how I'm going about this. Okay, I don't have any of the decking screws in the legs yet, but it's going to show you the concept. So again, there's the block down there that's secured. And basically by overlapping, like so, and this final one fits in like that. And I'll use plenty of decking screws around that. And that will be how the legs work. Now, again, I only have 2. If I were you, I would use 4. And I want this to be elevated. You don't want it too high. It's going to be a lot of weight to get the dirt in there. But I want this to be about waist height for the garden. Okay, so I have shortened the legs. I mentioned before my application is probably a little bit different than yours. I'm just using 2 legs. I have a poured deck, and then I created a footer. I didn't want to take deck space, so this is slightly off the deck. It kind of overhangs. And so the same block that I have underneath the bed, I have secured on this footer. And again, I've cut down the legs. It's a very simple application. It fits on there. and that side a little bit longer, but it's level. And then I'll lower the bed down, and then I'll take some of those decking screws on the top and bottom, and put them in this way, and it'll secure this, so it'll be very stable for only having 2 legs. You could do a similar thing if you have a poured deck or concrete. You could use Tapcons at a little base, right? Some construction glue and Tapcon it down, and likewise put over it and secure it, or use 4 legs. Okay, here's the finished project. Overall, I'm very pleased with this project. Even though there are only 2 legs, it's very stable. The footings that I put in place made all the difference in the world in how I attached the legs to the footings and to the bed. I'm not worried at all about the stability of it. And we had a heavy rains last night, and our lone tomato plant survived just fine. Now, overall costs were low for this project. Again, I paid nothing for the wood. It was great to repurpose the wood. The greatest expense was the soil and then the decking screws. You can see the Amazon link below for the decking screws. And I'll have a separate video to show you how I lined it and how I put the soil in, how I drilled holes in it, and put a finish on it. Now, I didn't mention before, but I have enough supplies to make a second one, which I plan on putting right there. Now, we wanted this to be waist height. My wife is shorter, so from the deck side, she can work on it easily. My plan is to work on the back side, and the ground slopes quite a bit right here, but I can easily stand here and work on the garden, so very much looking forward to that. Now, at the time of this video, Scott's Garage has about 2,300 subscribers, and when we reach 5,000 subscribers, it's time to celebrate. And we're going to celebrate by doing a random $50 gift card giveaway. And I've never done this before, but again, it's time to celebrate when we reach that point. The channel's growing quickly, and you can be a part of this. Only 2 things you need to do. First of all, hit the like button. And then secondly, leave a comment. Then when I reach 5,000 subscribers, I will do a live stream video, and we'll do a random number generator to pick the video. We'll do the same thing to pick the comment, and then that person is the winner. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. There are other videos likewise for this project. Please see the link when I get those videos done. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.